Hello everybody, my name is Jordan and I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming to another video with me today. Unless it's your first time here. And thank you so much for coming to the party. Fashionably late, I see. First things first, I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of the new people on this channel. That last video got such an overwhelming outpouring of just love and support, and that was just really cool to see. Thank you so much. I think last time I checked, I had 456 subscribers, which is a lot of people. Imagine 456 people running after you, chasing you down, hunting style. That's too many. That's a lot of people. Thank you so much for joining me. A lot more content to come. Thank you so much to everybody. A bunch of more content to come, including this video. But if you ever wanted to see anything else, let me know in the comments down below. All right, now we can really get into it. So it's no secret that I love fragrance. I have a pretty respectable, I would say, collection. There's a bit more up top and down below than you can even see in the camera, but not everybody wants a fragrance wardrobe, if you will. Some people just want a one and done signature scent. So I thought it would be fun to make a video on how I would go about choosing a signature scent, because I can't help each and every one of you choose your own. So think of this as kind of like your collective guide to finding your perfect fragrance. And at the end of this video, I thought it would be cool to go through these steps myself and to tell you what my signature scent would be. But disclaimer, I will not have a signature scent. I can't. I love to change my scent according to the mood, the weather, and my outfit. So this is a hypothetical world where I could only have one fragrance for the rest of my life. Well, if you're ready and I'm ready, let's get into it. First things first is knowing what you like to smell. And I know that that seems like the obvious first step, maybe a no-brainer, but it's actually very imperative to finding your signature fragrance or your signature scent. What do you like to smell in the world around you? Are you a person that loves the smell of fresh brewed coffee? Do you love clean laundry? Do you love orange peel? You can really get as specific as you want, because I promise you, what you like has been made into a fragrance. For example, if you told me you liked the smell of gasoline, that's not weird, because Sniff made a perfume with that note in it. I actually really want it. So Sniff, if you wanted to send that to me, like, we can work something out. But basically, knowing what you like to smell around you will help you narrow down what you want to smell like personally. It will also help in the research portion of this video, because yes, there's gonna be a little bit of research going on. So make sure to take notes somewhere in your phone, a notepad, anything like that, of what you like to smell. You can even go through your day and see what sticks out to you. And all positivity, but knowing what you don't like to smell is also incredibly important in narrowing down that list. Me, for example, I don't like rose, I don't like patchouli, and I don't like soapy accords. So Maison Margiela's Replica Bubble Bath is kind of my arch nemesis in a fragrance, and if I ever see that fragrance walking down the street, it's on site, all right? We're going down. The next thing to know is how you want this fragrance to make you feel and the different scent associations that come with that. Because scent is so interlinked with emotion and memory that sometimes those wires can get crossed, sometimes really positively or negatively. And understanding how those different scent associations work together will help you in determining whether you want to smell a perfume or you don't. Again, for me, I love the smell of oranges. They remind me of a bright sunny day. I live in California, so a bright citrus makes me happy, it boosts my mood, and you can see a lot of that bright citrus reflected in my collection. I love it. It's one of my favorite scents. But if you're a person that has only used citrus scented cleaning solution, that can remind you of chores and the feeling of needing to get something done and kind of monotonous menial tasks, where that can really lower your mood. This is a part of why fragrance is such an intimate experience, because it will mean something to every different person. There is no one size fits all with fragrance, because if there was, we would all be wearing the same thing. And I know Baccarat Rouge likes to say that they are the one size fits all. It's not even my favorite. I don't even really like it that much. And that's tea. And that's tea. Once you have narrowed down your list, it's time for research. Imagine you're an archaeologist digging for bones and you're about to find a full stegosaurus in that ground. Let's get your boots on. There are so many incredible ways to find the fragrance of your dreams, but here's some that I would recommend. First, if you're looking for something very specific, like the scent of the earth after it rains, there is probably a TikTok or YouTube video dedicated to that specific phrase. There's so many incredible, wonderful fragrance influencers and creators out there that I promise you, what you're looking for has already been compiled into a video somewhere. That's how I have found so many of my wonderful fragrances, and it's what I hope to do for you guys. For example, one of my favorite fragrances of all time, which is Lieutenant Avant by Charlotte Colbert, I found through Kami Reviews over on TikTok, one of my favorite fragrance creators. And I found this when I was searching for a specific forest scent, specifically one that smelled like the Pacific Northwest forest where I grew up. And lo and behold, Kami Reviews had a full collection searching for Pacific Northwest scents. Incredible. I would have never found this in one of my favorite brands of all time if it wasn't for her. So all this to say is that I promise you that there is a creator out there that has already made a video about what you want. That is, if you have the specifics to describe it. Another option is if you have notes that you like. If you have something that you know you want to smell and something you have in mind, you can go to Fragrantica. It's a wonderful site with a horrible platform. And let me be clear, I do not like recommending them, but for the purposes of this video, I think it is a great resource. Just want to get that out of there. So, if you had notes that you were looking for, like vanilla, cashmere, and sandalwood, you can go to Fragrantica and enter in all those notes in the search feature, and you will find corresponding fragrances in their database that match those notes. Another thing that you can do is if you have a scent that you really like or that you like on somebody else, but you want something maybe a little similar, a little bit different, you can go to Fragrantica and enter in that fragrance, and it will give you, again, in the database, a list of fragrances that are similar, whether that be in note or kind of longevity. There's a lot. Basically, it's a good resource to find stuff you've probably never heard of before, or look a little bit more in depth on the notes. Alrighty, now that you have done the research and you have a list of fragrances that you like the sound of, that you want to try, it's time to sample. My biggest warning and my biggest piece of advice is do not blind buy a full bottle of something you've never smelled before. Don't do it. Don't look at me saying, but these notes sound perfect. You just said I can find it through the notes. No, I didn't say that. I said the notes are stepping stones, but your sniffer is going to be the final factor. So don't just go out there and blind buy a bunch of bottles because it's expensive. Some of these here are real expensive, and if I just went out and blind bought everything that I thought sounded great, I would be in even more debt. Plus, there is so many wonderful sites that you can get samples from. I'll list them here. Here they are. You can even go to places like Mercari, Facebook groups, even like Poshmark, and you can find little samples or decants. Again, you can also just go to the fragrance house, and most of the time they have little samples that you can just buy. Purchasing little batches of samples online, if you can't just go out to like a Sephora or an Ulta and smell them in person, is a great way to test out what works for you. I have found so much love and joy in getting samples because a lot of my interests align very heavily with indie or niche perfumes, not so much the designer brands that you would find in like a Sephora. Not that those are bad, I have plenty. But there are so many great niche perfumers out there that if I wasn't able to get a sample and smell them before purchasing, I would be unaware of this beautiful world of fragrance that's out there. So when you have all of your little samples, it's important to give each one a fair and good, honest shot. And I'm not talking the old college shot, all right? We're not throwing it back here. We're talking about giving it a fair skin test. What do I mean when I say a fair skin test? Sometimes, and I'm very guilty of this, we want to rush through the application process to know if we like a fragrance and then buy the full pretty bottle. It's important to have patience. When you're doing a skin test, make sure to apply your fragrance on clean, unscented skin, and then take it, spray it to your wrist, let it aerate. Don't do any of this action. The perfume knows what it's doing. It'll settle itself out. And then just give it a second. Just let it mix with your skin chemistry and let it come out that way. A proper skin test is really the most important part of choosing any fragrance, let alone a signature scent, because with how it interacts with your skin's natural chemistry is going to determine the final form of the fragrance. In the testing phase, it is also going to determine how long it lasts, the kind of projection, and this is where you will really see if this fragrance is appropriate for what you want it to be doing. Are you looking for the perfect scent to wear to the office? Are you looking for a night out scent, one for the beach, for traveling? It's important to know what you want the fragrance to do before you just pick one. But I think more important than any of that is to see if the scent feels like you. To me, fragrance is such an intimate experience that if you wear something that doesn't reflect any parts of you, or it just doesn't feel personal to you, it can feel like you're wearing a costume. Now, after you have let the fragrance sit on your skin for a while, I would say maybe give it 10 minutes to an hour to see how its final form really takes, you can determine whether or not you love it. And if you love it, and only if you love it, that is when I would recommend getting a full bottle. I don't recommend getting a full bottle of a fragrance if you don't love it. I'm also a hypocrite because there's plenty of things on these shelves that I don't absolutely love. I was thinking of maybe doing a declutter video, but you let me know what you wanted to see. Now, when it comes to getting a full bottle, I'm going to speak directly to you from consumer to consumer. I'm not an influencer. I don't really get PR. I've gotten it a couple times, but I'm always going to be honest with you. A lot of these scents on my shelves, I've gotten secondhand. Secondhand perfume? What? That's weird. It's not. Mercari, Poshmark, Depop, although be wary of Depop. There's scammers out there, they'll try to get you. Facebook groups, the brand's having a sale, Sephora's having a big sale, whatever, discount codes. Don't pay for something full price. Don't do it. You shouldn't have to. Times are tough out here, and I don't want you spending, let alone me spending, $300 on a bunch of chemicals that smell really good together in a pretty bottle. Alrighty, now that I have given you some hopefully helpful tips, it's time for me to put my money where my mouth is. And let's pick out my signature scent. When it comes to picking a fragrance for me, I would want something that I can wear in every season. I live in the desert. It's very hot here. That's very important for me to be able to wear it in all seasons, have the notes warm up in the summer, but also just really stand out in the cold. Personally, I love the smell of nature and the forest, and I love the natural sweet elements that come out when you take a walk through the woods. In addition to loving the smell of the forest, I also love the water. I grew up near the water, so I love the saltiness in the air, the coconut from the sunscreen, whatever. It just stuff that reminds me of home, very calming natural elements, and also that natural sweetness that I love from vanilla. I'm a vanilla girl, what can I say? I don't like a gourmand because it doesn't mix well with my skin chemistry. That's just a me thing. No Philosophy Fresh Cream, no Bianco Latte, no cupcake for me. And as I have mentioned before, I don't like rose, patchouli, and soapy scents. Just not my thing. Don't like to smell like that. So applying all of that, visualizing it in my brain, there's only one that comes to mind. And it was actually a lot easier to choose this hypothetical signature scent than I thought it was going to be. Turns out, my heart's just already in it. So drum roll, please. Maybe I'll get my buddy Jack to give me a drum roll on the drums, and then I'll insert it. I'll insert it right here in a tiny picture, right in the picture frame of him playing me a drum roll while I get this. And if not, I will just cut this whole part out. All right, ready? Drum roll, please.
And then you can just put in a drum roll effect.
It is my beautiful, beautiful Oudwell by Diptyque. And this, if you're interested, is the Eau de Toilette concentration. I actually like it a lot better than the Eau de Parfum. Interesting, but that's neither here nor there. This is an absolutely stunning fragrance with a blend of bourbon vanilla, juniper, cardamom, pink pepper, bergamot, black tea, ambergris, musk, and saffron. It is a perfect aromatic vanilla. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous complex vanilla. It's something that absolutely comes out in the summer. I can wear it when it's warm because of that light earthiness to it, but it also just gets really sweet and decadent in the winter with the cardamom coming through, making it just a little bit spicy. It's so good. It's weirdly not my favorite fragrance in my entire collection, but in terms of my hypothetical signature scent that I would wear every day for the rest of my life, it's this one. Diptyque is a absolutely classic brand, and Oudwell is an absolute classic. I think it's classic for a reason. It's so good. It's so good. So that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped. I really wish that I could individually help each and every one of you find your most perfect fragrance, but I can't. So this is gonna have to do. So sorry. If you have a signature scent, please let me know in the comments down below. I find it so interesting what people's kind of like signature fragrance is, because I think it says so much about you as a person in just like a weird, interesting way. It's kind of like, I'm not that into zodiacs, but I am into what your signature scent is. Again, thank you so much for all of the love that I have gotten. I've always weirdly wanted to be a YouTuber, not to get like real personal and vulnerable right now, don't look at me, but I've always wanted to be a YouTuber more than I have any other social media influencer. I just found that YouTube was the place that I felt I could be the most genuine and the most authentic version of myself. And so it's really cool that there are people watching me right now and have wanted to see more content and just, I don't know, take an interest in the stuff that I'm posting. And I'm really glad that I can use this channel as a way to express my interests, to hopefully connect with you guys. A lot more coming, not just fragrance stuff, though there will be a lot of that because I love it. More stuff coming. Thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe if you would like to. Leave a comment down below. Go follow me on my other socials again if you want to, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.